Okay, so till your last class that we have discussed about the conversion of a what? A, a primal linear programming to what? To its dual. So how to convert that already have discussed. So I think you have gone through the recording of your last class. So you'll be able to understand that part. Now today we'll learn how to solve a LPP by using that is dual simplex method. Okay, by using dual simplex method, how will you solve a linear programming problem? So this dual simplex is what is similar to your simplex method. Some not very much changes there. If I'll explain one problem, then it will be, then you can understand that one. Okay, so there are a few steps uh, before while solving your LPP by dual simplex method that you need to follow. The first step is your, what is that one? First, convert the minimization and linear programming problem into maximization form. So if your LPP, if it is given in minimization form, that means if your objective function is your minimization problem, then you need to convert that LPP into what? Your maximization. So how will you convert it? Simply multiplying by what? -1 to the objective function. This minimization problem will change to what? To maximization problem. If it is given in what? Minimization form. That is. Then I already know that if it is minimization, if it is given in minimization, then you have converted into maximization. So in maximization form, all the constants should be what? Less than is equal to. Already I told. And in minimization form, all the constants should be what? Greater than is equal to. That we have discussed earlier in earlier class. So in maximization, since you have converted this minimization to what? To by multiplying by minus sign to what? To maximization. Then in the constant, if there is what? Any greater than sign equal to sign is there. If it is, then that you need to convert into what? Into less than is equal to. And how will you convert it? By simply multiplying the constant by what? -1. Okay. So that is your step 2. Then in a step 3, what is that? So I already know that if you remember the simplex method, if less than is equal to is there, then what we are doing to make it equality? What we are doing? We are adding here. We are adding what? A slack variable. We are adding a slack variable here. So since the minimization problem I have converted into maximization, so all the constants should be what? Less than is equal to. So what I'll do in the next step, will add one slack variable to each constant to make it what? Equality. Okay, to make it equality. And then obtain initial basic feasible solution. So how will you find out the initial basic feasible solution? Simply just in the objective function, just you put the variable, whatever be the variable, say x1, x2, x3, whatever it may be there. Okay, this is all basic variable, that is your, just you put all is equal to 0, not select variable is equal to 0. I'm not telling about the select variable, I'm telling about the what? To get the initial basic feasible solution, just you put what? In the constant, this x1, x2, x3, all is equal to 0. All these basic variables should be equal to 0. Then you will get, if there is select variable, then you'll get the what? Value of select variable. Okay, then you will get the value of all the select variable. And then accordingly, you will calculate the value of what? Value of the what? objective function z. That is initial basic feasible solution, how you calculate. And then after that, you find this del j. So here del j I have considered as what is equal to zj minus cj. And you know how to, what is zj and what is cj? Cj is the what? Coefficient of objective function, or coefficient of the variable in the objective function. And zj, how will you, that is your cb into what? Xi. This zj is what? That is equal to cb into what? Xi, that you know. Just to multiply these two columns, and you will get the value of what? Zj. Then you find this difference, zj minus cj. Here in simplex method I have done, I have did that cj minus zj. So here I have taken what? Del j equal to what? Zj minus cj in the starting table. So you need to check the nature of what? Nature of this difference. That is, you need to check the nature of what? Del j. So what? There are three conditions are there. That means which condition that del j is follow. So first is what? If all del j and xb, you know what is xb? If you see the table, you'll come to understand what is xb. See, if all del j and xb are what? Non-negative. That means this del j is also non-negative and this xb is also non-negative. Then you can say that an optimal basic feasible solution has arrived. Is that clear? Similarly, the second case is what? If say all del j are non-negative, that means all del j are either greater than or equal to 0, and at least one basic variable, that is your what? Xb, the basic variable, is what? Negative. What is the condition? If all del j are either positive or greater than is equal to 0, and at least one of this basic variable xb is what? Negative, then you need to go to a step 5. And what is a step 5? The step 5 is what? So I will discuss that. What is a step 5? And then the third case is what? If at least one del j is what? Negative, then method is not appropriate. That means if you are getting the value of this del j is negative, then you are not going to get any feasible solution for the what? Given LTP. So in case 1 and case 2 only you can move to what? Move to a step 5. In case 1, that obviously you are getting the feasible solution there only, optimal solution you are getting there only, because all del j, all del j is what? Positive, greater than is equal to 0, and also this xb is also greater than is equal to 0. So you are getting the what? You are getting the optimal solution there. In second case, that means in B, what is that one? All del j should be either greater than is equal to 0, and at least one of this basic variable is what? Negative. Then in that case, we need to go to step 5. And in third case, all del j's, say at least one of del j is negative. So once you are getting the value of this del j is negative, then in that case, you are not going to get any feasible solution. Okay, so what is step 5? So say that is the for the case B. If you are getting the case B, then you need to go to the step 5. So here what I have said, what I have told, say all del j are non-negative and one of this xb, that means basic variable, is negative. Then what you need to do? We need to choose the most negative xb. What you need to choose? Out of this all xb basic variable, whichever is the most negative, that one we need to choose. That one we need to choose here. And that and uh, and that row will be the what? Key row. That row will be the what? Key row. So here in case of dual simplex method, so if you remember, in simplex method, first what we'll identify? We identify key column and then we identify key row and their intersection points is called what? Key element. But in dual simplex method, first we'll identify what? Key row, and then after that we'll identify what is key column, and their intersection will be the your key element. Is that clear? So here the most, so how will you identify the key row? From xb column, you find which variable has most negative value. So that row in which it is, that row will be the key row, and the basic variable present for which it has most negative value, that variable will be the what? Outgoing vector. That variable will be the what? Outgoing vector. So here again we are identifying which is outgoing vector, and then we'll identify what will be the incoming vector. So this outgoing vector, that I'll identify, I will represent by what? X suffix r. Okay. Then next in sixth step, what you need to do? We need to check the nature of what? XR. So how will you check the nature of this XR? See here. So if all XR are what? Non-negative. If all XR, that means outgoing vector, if all XR are non-negative, then there does not exist any feasible solution. Then there does not exist any feasible solution if all XR are non-negative. Okay. And the second case is what? Say if at least one XR is negative, then if suppose you are getting one XR is what? Negative, then compute this one. What is that one? Max del Z by what? XR. So you need to choose the maximum of this ratio here. Like in simplex method, to identify key row, we are we are doing? We are finding the minimum of what? Minimum ratio. So here we are finding, so here already we have identified key row. Now we are going to identify key column. And to identify key column, we need to check, check the maximum of what? This ratio, and that present in which column, that we need to identify. And the value of this XR should be always negative. That means you need to take the ratio of this for XR is what? Less than is equal to 0. If XR value is 0 or positive, so that ratio cannot be taken. So here we need to take the maximum of this. Which one is maximum of this ratio? Okay, to determine the what? Incoming vector. So if you get, suppose, the maximum of this ratio in second column or third column or in first column, suppose if you are getting in first column, then corresponding to this first column, which vector is there? if say x1 is there, so then in that case x1 will be the what, incoming vector, and the column, that x1 column will be what, your key column. And then already you know what is key row, then their intersection, just to check where they are intersecting, and then that intersection point will be the what, key element. Then same thing we need to do as we have done in simplex method. You need to make key element is equal to 1, and then after that we need to make all the element which are above or below the what, key element, using that row. We need to make what, all the elements which are below or above the key element to be 0 by using what, row operation, by using that row in which the key element is there. And then test the new iterated dual simplex table for what, optimality. Then you check the condition, whether the all the condition for optimality is what, is there or not. So what is the condition for optimality? Del J should be what? Del J should be what? All positive. Positive means either greater than 0 or equal to 0. And this XB is what, your XB should be what? Your positive. Okay, let's see this example. Then you'll understand that one. Solve the given LPP by dual simplex method. Minimum Z is equal to 3x1 plus x2 subject to this condition. X1 plus x2 greater than is equal to 1, and 2x1 plus 3x2 greater than is equal to 3, with x1 x2 greater than is equal to 0. Okay. Now the problem is what? The problem is your minimization. So first step says that if your problem is your minimization, then you need to convert into what? Maximization. So what I have did, I have multiplied this one with minus sign. So that is z dash. Z dash is equal to, I have taken what? Minus z. Okay. So I have written z dash is equal to what? Minus 3x1 minus x2. Minus 3x1 minus x2. Then now the problem becomes the maximization. So all the constant will be what? Less than is equal to, if it is greater than is equal to. So see, here also greater than is equal to, here also it is greater than is equal to. So what you need to do? You need to multiply both the constant by what? Minus 1 to change this greater than is equal to what? To less than is equal to. Okay, so that I have done here. If you see, I have multiplied with minus on both sides of both the constant. So now this will be, now it is in proper form. So x1, x2 is greater than is equal to 0. Then next step is what? In the next step, you need to make it equality. That means you need to write the standard LPP, a standard form. So how will you write the standard form? Since it is less than is equal to, so we'll add one slack variable to what? To the first constant, and again we will add one slack variable to the what? To the second constant. Okay, so what I have done here? So I have added one slack variable here, that is your S1, and in the second constant I have added another select variable, that is s2. So here I have introduced s2 in the first constant by what? By giving its coefficient as 0. Similarly this s1 I have introduced here by giving its coefficient as what? 0. And that s1 and s2 should be incorporated in what? In this objective function with coefficient as what? 0. So this is the standard LPP now. We add this x1, x2, s1, s2, these all are what? Greater than is equal to 0. Okay. Now the next step is what? Now we need to find the initial basic feasible solution. What you are going to find? The initial basic feasible solution. So how will you get? Simply you put the, what are the variables here? X1, x2, no? So just you put x1 and x2 is equal to 0 in this constant. What is S1 is minus 1, S2 is what? Minus 2. So whenever you are getting these values are what? Negative, there only you can use this dual simplex method. Okay, and that's why we are using what, dual simplex method. Okay, and z dash is obviously 0. If you put x1 equal to 0 here, x2 equal to 0, and s1 equal to -1, and s2 equal to -2 here, so this z dash value should be what, 0. So just you remember this, whenever you are getting the value of this slack variable here, this variable are negative, there we need to use what, there we need to use dual simplex method to solve this one, to solve this LPP. Okay, now next step will be what, we got the initial basic feasible solution, and that implies that we can use a dual simplex method to solve this LPP. Now we are going to form the initial simplex table, and you know how to form the initial simplex table. So here I have given this is your initial simplex table, b, cb, xb, and the variables are what, x1, x2, s1, s2. And under basic variable column, which variable will come, that select variables s1 and s2 will come. Okay, then cb is what, the coefficient of s1 and s2. What is the coefficient of s1 and s2 in the objective function? That is 0 and 0, so 0 0. Then xb is what is xb? Xb is the constant vector. This is constant, -1, this one, -1 and -2. So this is your xb. Okay, so that is your -1, -2. And then what, from the first constant I have written the coefficient of what, x1, x2, s1, s2 here. And in the what, here what, this is the coefficient of what, coefficient of this all variable from the what, from the second constant. Okay, so this your initial simplex table is formed. Now the next step was what, if you remember, now you need to check uh, the most negative value of what, xb, for which variable you are getting. The most negative value is where, the most negative value is what, this -2. Okay, and corresponding to this, which variable is here, this variable s2. So this s2 variable is what, outgoing vector. So this s2 is what, your outgoing vector. That means this row is what, your key row. So in dual simplex method, always you will locate the key row first and then key column. So we have located the key row. So which row? That is the second row is the key row. Now the next step is what? Next step is to calculate ZJ. And ZJ is what? CB, this CB into what? XI, that means X1. Then what? CB into X2. Then what? CB into what? S1. And then CB into what? S2. Okay? So, okay. So now multiply and see what you are getting. So see, CB is all 0. So 0 into -1, 0. And 0 into -2 is what? 0. So ultimately you will get what? All this will be what? 0. So ZJ. Now you find del J. Del J is what? ZJ minus CJ. And what is CJ? CJ is this one. And CJ is what? The coefficient of the variable in the what? From the objective function. Okay. So 0 minus minus plus 3. And then 0 minus minus plus 1. Then 0 minus 0 0 1 minus sorry 0 minus 0 minus 0 is 0, 0 minus 0 is what, 0. So now you need to check okay, you got the del j. Now see, all del j are what, either greater than 0 or equal to 0. So that was the condition. That is means all del j should be what, greater than is equal to 0. So that we are getting here. then only you will get the optimal solution. So this implies that we are getting optimal solution, but there is another condition. But here the value of this xb are not positive, they are negative. Is it not? They are not positive all, they are negative. So that means still, no doubt this del J is saying that we have got the optimal solution, but this XB is saying that still we have not got the optimal solution, because this XB should be greater than or equal to 0. This XB should be either greater than or equal to 0. But here we are getting negative value. So that you need to convert into what? Into positive. So we have already identified whichever is the maximum value, that is your -2, and corresponding to this we have got the what? The vector, that is your S2, and that is your what? That is your outgoing vector. So we have got the key row. Now we are going to find the key column. And to find the key column, we need to find this ratio. So what is that one? Max del J by what? XR. XR means what? This row, the variables, because this is your key row. So del J by key row element. Okay. So first, that is 3. So we need to check the value of this XR is what? We need to take what? Negative only, not 0, not greater than 0. So only negative value of XR should be taken from the key row. Okay. So this is your del J. So 3 divided by what? -2. So 3 by -2. Then 1 by what? -3. So 1 by -3. Then 0 by what? 0. No, we're not going to take this one. What? This then 0 by what? 1. This is positive, that we're not going to take. So that is dash dash. So we are getting what? Only this 2. And out of this, which value is maximum? So obviously this -1 by 3 is maximum. -1 by 3 is what? Maximum. Because both are negative. -3 by 2 and -1 by 2. This is -1 point something, 1.5. And this is what? 0 point minus 0.33. So this is more, this is what? Maximum value in negative, no? So this is maximum value. So this column, this corresponding to this element, the column, which column? That means this one. This column will be the what? The key column. And what is the key row? This is the what? This is the key row. Where they are intersecting? This point. So this is the what? Key element. Okay. And what is the incoming vector? Corresponding to key column, which vector is there? That is your x2. So this is your incoming vector. And this is your what? Outgoing vector. So in the next simplex table, S2 will be replaced by what? X2. And then what? S2 will be replaced by X2. And then this same process. This key element, you need to make it 1 by what? Simply multiplying what? Multiplying this whole your key row by what? -1 by 3. And then you need to make the all the elements which are above and below this key element to be 0 using what? This row. That is key row. Okay. So let us see that one in the next simplex. So the first improved simplex table. So everything I have written like same thing. Now see here S2. S2 is what? Replaced by X2. And what is the coefficient of X2? That is what? Your -1. So I have given -1. Then next what I have done? This -3, the key element, you need to make it what? 1. So what we'll do? We multiply this whole key row element by what? -1 by 3. So it will become 1. So that I have been done. So I have multiplied the whole row by what? -1 by 3. So now this is your key. This is now your key element. Now whichever the element above this one, that you need to make 0. So what is above this there? Above in the previous table, if you see, above this is what? -1. Is it not? So simply you add these two. This row, simply you add this row with the what? With the this row. Add with this row. If you add, so it will become what? 0. And accordingly you will get this all the values of other variables. Okay. Then you again just go on finding what is ZJ, what is del J. Okay. So you got the, how to calculate ZJ, that you obviously know, that is CB into XI. This CB into what? All XI. Okay. This all. So you got ZJ. Then you calculate ZJ minus CJ. So Cj is there and Zj is there. So that's, see here, you are getting this one. Is it not? Okay, so we have calculated. Now see, so all del j are either greater than or equal to 0. So again, it is the case what? It says that del j says that we have got the optimal solution. But you need to confirm it from the xb variable, whether all are positive or not. No, they are all not positive. They are all not positive. That means what? Which one is the most negative? Most negative is what? This one. That means still we have not arrived to our what? Optimal solution of the LPP. So which one is the most negative? Most negative is your what? -1/3. And corresponding to this element, which basic variable is there? That is S1. So S1 is the what? Outgoing vector. Okay. And so this row is the what? The first row is your what? Key row. That is your what? Key row. Okay. Then to next we need to find the key column. So for key column we need to find max del j by what? XR. XR is the what? Key row element. And the value of this XR should be what? Less than equal to 0. You need to consider. So okay. So this is your del j first, 7/3, and that is what? -1/3. So you'll get what? -7. Then 0 by what? 0, that will not consider. 0 by 1, that can also not be considered. Then 1/3 by what? -1/3. So how much it is? -1. So out of this -7 and 1, -1, which one is a more, which one is a maximum? Maximum is what? -1. So this is the what? Key column. So that means this is your what? This is your key column. And corresponding to this column, which vector is there? That is the vector S2. So S2 is the incoming vector. And this is what? Outgoing vector. And they are and this is the first row is the key row. This is your what? This is what your key row. This is your what? Key row, where they are intersecting at this point. So this -1/3 is the key element. Okay. So in the next step, what you need to do? You need to make it what? You need to make it 1. So how will you make it 1? Simply multiplying this whole row by what? -3. Simply multiply this whole row by what? -3. So it will become 1. And then after that, whatever with the element, uh, whatever with the element that present above or below the key element, that you need to make 0, you using what? Using the key row. Okay. So that I have done in the next your improved simplex table. So that is your second improved simplex table. So that I have done whatever I have told, that same thing I have done. So I have made it 1 by simply multiplying this whole by what? -3. And then incoming vector is what? Your, that is your S2. So S1 is replaced by S2. And then below this key element, we have whatever with the non-zero element is there, that we have made it 0 using the what? Using this row. Okay, using this row. So using this row. So now you calculate del j, sorry, zj, cb into xi. So this is your cb into xi. Then you find del j. So zj minus cj. So see here this one. Now see here, all del j are what? All del j are what? Positive or greater than equal to 0. That means this implies that we have got the optimal solution. But we need to verify that one. So to verify, we need to check, is there any value of the variable under xb column is negative or not? So there is no negative value. See here, there is no negative value. And so that implies what? So see, all del j are what? Either greater than or equal to 0, and all xb are what? All xb are also greater than or equal to 0. So these two conditions are satisfied, and this implies that we have arrived at our optimal solution of the given linear programming problem by dual simplex method. And what is the optimal solution? Optimal solution will be given by what? So see a basic variable. So in your problem, x1 and x2 are the variable. x1 and x2 are the variable. So what is x1 here? There is no x1. That means we can take the value of x1 as 0. And what is the value of x2? x2 value is what? 1. So x2 value is 1. And z dash is equal to what? Z dash is equal to what? CB into XB. This column into what? This column if you multiply. So 0 into 1, 0, and minus 1 into 1. That is what? Minus 1. So z dash is equal to minus 1. But this is your what? Max z dash. But z dash equal to what? Your problem is your minimization problem. So that means minimum z is equal to what? Your minus z dash. And what is the value of z dash? Minus 1. So minus minus plus 1. So this is the minimum value of your LPP. Okay. So this is your minimum value. So minimum z is equal to what? 1. So in this way, if you follow the steps, whatever I have given, step by step, then you'll able to understand what this problem is all about. Okay.